Hello and welcome to a brand new video series from EnglishAnyone.com. I'm always telling students that if they want to get fluent in English faster, they should stop studying the English language. What you really want to do so you stay excited and motivated is to study something you're interested in English. So whatever that happens to be, focus on that thing and you will enjoy learning but also improve your English at the same time. This video series is about business and entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is a person that builds businesses or comes up with ideas and gets people together to do something interesting. So I will be teaching you about business as I learn as well. I've just joined a brand new program that I'll be learning online, and I'll be sharing the successes and the failures and a lot of the lessons I learn along the way to help both of us not only improve your English for people that are learning English, but also for other entrepreneurs and people that want to learn how to build businesses. I know there's a lot of information out there, but hopefully working together by using your comments and your ideas and questions along with my videos, we'll both be able to come up with some really great ideas, and everyone will be able to learn a lot. This first video lesson is all about kind of my history, but also business fundamentals and the way I changed the way I started thinking about business to start getting much better as an entrepreneur as far as how I think. Let's get to it. All right, first of all, for those of you who don't know who I am, because many different people will be watching this, not just English learners, my name is Drew Badger and I'm the co-founder of EnglishAnyone.com. I help teach people all over the world how to learn English, but my job is really more of a problem solver. I teach students the language, but what I'm really doing is helping them build confidence and helping them connect with the English language a lot more easily. But before I talk about any more about learning English or teaching English, I want to talk in this lesson first about how I became interested in business in the first place. I've always been really excited about solving problems, and if I see something that maybe looks a little bit weird or I wonder why the hell do people do something like that, then I immediately start thinking of ideas and ways to improve it. So in the same way that I'm thinking about how to make the English language easier to understand for students, I also think every day about why this company does this or why this group of people does that. But all of these are examples of learning to think in a different way. And one of the best ways to try to solve a problem and create a lot of happiness and wealth for other people is to help them solve problems with businesses. So I began doing that when I was younger. One of my favorite examples is I used to throw parties. So to have a party or to make a party, this is to throw a party for profit back in college. I had a lot of fun doing this. I would talk to people about what kind of party they wanted, and then I would get people together and we would get food and drinks, and we would have better parties than the fraternities were throwing back at school. And I was able to make something fun that people were excited about, but also able to make money doing that so we could make bigger and bigger parties. But one of the things I learned in college was really about how to think about business more clearly. And a book that I found, you kind of hear from other people about great business books when you start wanting to research business. And this book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. There's a link right down below this video. It's an affiliate link. An affiliate link means if you click on it and purchase the book, then I would get a percentage about that. I would get a percentage of that sale. So you don't have to click on it if you don't want to, but this book changed my life, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it right now. When I was thinking about starting businesses and trying to think about what I was really interested in doing, I kind of had the typical way of thinking about business, which is I begin with myself. And I come up with an idea, and I have to think very hard about how do I create a really good idea, because you see all these examples of really cool companies that create a really cool idea and they make billions of dollars, and you look at it and you think, how am I able to do that? how am I able to find some really cool idea? And you begin with this point with yourself, and you get stuck. And one of the things that I've done as a later example of how to kind of build a business the wrong way is I created my own book and my own publishing company for that. It's a book for Japanese children to help them learn the alphabet. And basically what I did is I first came up with an idea, and it works really well in the classroom. And as I said, it's a way for Japanese children to learn the alphabet incredibly quickly. But I never stopped to ask parents if that was a problem that they really needed help with. And maybe sometimes people don't know if they have a problem, and you can educate them and help them see why they could be doing something better. But what I really kind of made the mistake of doing is I come up with an idea, because I begin with myself, and then I make the idea, and then I try to sell it to other people. Now, if this is you, then you are doing the traditional, typical way that entrepreneurs do things, and we're probably not very successful at it. And I know because I've done it, and even though, the book is making a little bit of money, I went about it the wrong way. I spent a whole bunch of time, 2 years, developing this book and working on it and testing it out and doing all these things, but I didn't get to the most important point about that. And you'll notice, like, let's say even for examples of videos on YouTube, I can take a lot of time and really focus on making a really great video that's really helpful. But there are other videos, like a cat doing something silly like this, and it's got all the views, and it's amazing. And you begin to learn more about business and think about, well, an idea is important, but really learning sales and marketing are even probably more important than a great idea. Because if you don't execute, to execute means to actually do what you're going to do. So I still had this idea in thinking about starting from myself. And I come up with an idea and begin working on it, and then I try to look for people to sell it to. And this is a strategy of pushing something onto other people. And it can make a lot of people very uncomfortable, because I know, just like me, other people that are experts or people that are really skilled at doing something, they come up with an idea, but they don't know how to sell, and they feel very uncomfortable about that. And it all has to do with the approach, how you begin building a business, how you take an idea and actually do something with it. So before I go any further, I want to talk about the opposite approach, using an example from Rich Dad, Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki, the author. And this example is, instead of beginning with yourself and then making something and then going out to find people in order to sell that thing to those people, this is an example of a story about doing the exact opposite. Listen carefully. Many years ago, there was a small town, and they were having a problem with their water supply. There were a lot of people in the town. The town was growing and becoming more popular, but they had a very small amount of water. So the town elders, the elders are the kind of old people, the people that know a lot, they have a lot of wisdom. And the town elders got together and they said, okay, to everyone in the town, if you can come up with a really good way to bring water to the town, we will pay you for that. And 2 people stepped up to this challenge. To step up means to try or to attempt to do something. So 2 people in the town stepped up to the challenge. The first guy, he kind of took his belongings and he actually left the town after he said he was going to try to solve this problem, try to bring water to the town. So the first guy, he just left. He left the town. The second guy, he looked around and he noticed that he had some buckets. And he told people in the town, you know what? I am going to walk over to this other place. There's kind of a lake nearby the town, and I will bring the water. I will carry the water back to the town. And he could start immediately. He was really excited, and he had customers that were excited to pay him for that water. So he began walking every day. He would walk about maybe half an hour up the road. He would get his 2 buckets. He would carry the water and then bring the water back to the town. And he thought business was doing very well. He was using his time in order to make money. He was carrying the water back and forth, and he had to do that. And he thought he had a business. Now, this was going very well for a time, but then the other man came back. He had been gone for about a few weeks, maybe a month, and the man that was still carrying the buckets, he was getting really busy. He had lots of business, and he was using his two sons to also help him carry water from the lake, from the water here, back to the village. So the other man came back, and he had a business plan. He had ideas about how he could create a system about how to bring water. And he got investors. These are other people that are interested in his idea. And basically what he did is he got money from investors to build a pipe. So he took the investor money and built a pipe from the lake over here all the way to the town. And he was able to create a system that would bring plenty of water for very, very cheap to all of the people in the town. And what do you think happened to the guy that was carrying water with the buckets? He thought he had a business. He thought he had a good idea. But, well, I think you know what happened to him. He lost out to the man that created a system, the man that was able to take a pipe full of water and bring it to the town. The interesting thing about this story is that you'll notice kind of two fundamental things about business, and that's what I want to talk about in this video lesson. The first thing is that you've got to listen to what people want. You can come up with your own idea and you can begin with yourself. But if you really focus on listening and just listen to what other people want, both of these men were trying to listen. So both of them, they heard from the town that there's a real demand, there's a problem. People need water and people are willing to pay for that. So both of them are listening. But the difference is that the first man decided to create a job for himself. He wasn't in business because he didn't have systems. If he stopped carrying the buckets, he wouldn't have any more water to deliver and he wouldn't be making any money anymore. But the other man who left and came back with investors and decided to build a pipe from the water over there back to the water in the town, he can take a vacation if he wants to. He can work on his business instead of working in his business or actually carrying the buckets. So one of the first things I learned about how to build a business is, first, how to think in terms of systems. Because let's say you want to help a whole bunch of people, just like myself now. I want to teach English to the world. And I can't do that by personally walking up to every student and talking to them and trying to teach them individually. But just like you are watching this video right here on YouTube, a whole bunch of other people all over the world are able to watch the video at the same time in other places around the world. And that's amazing. And YouTube becomes a system for me. So as I'm teaching you, I'm able to use this system that can broadcast my videos and other EnglishAnyone.com videos all over the internet, and people can watch them anytime, even if I'm asleep. So other people can learn, and I'm able to create a system doing that. The other thing that's important to remember about this story is that they listened. So again, the first thing, number one, systems. Trying to figure out how you don't have to physically do the work. You are not the one that has to make all of the choices or do all of the things that make the business operate. But the second one is really listening. So what I'm learning now in this brand new course that I'm doing, it's called The Foundation, and it's already begun changing the way I think. Thank you very much, Dane. I appreciate that. So Dane Maxwell, he's the guy who kind of the co-founder, the co-creator of The Foundation. You can get a link to that down below this video as well, and you can follow along with me as I work on that. But the system part I understand, but what I never really got until recently was really listening. It can be a really scary thought when you think about, oh no, like I have to come up with my own idea. But the truth is, if you really listen to what other people are asking for, they will give you all of the great ideas. And you don't even have to worry so much about what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because the ideas are coming from other people. And because they tell you exactly what they want, because they're telling you about their pain or something they really want to become, their aspirations, the things they desire, by not focusing on yourself and focusing on the other people, your customer or your market, and we'll talk more about that in later video lessons. But if you listen to what these people are saying, then you really get a great idea about what you can do and how you can use your personal skills and your problem-solving kind of way of thinking in order to help people solve those problems. So for this video lesson, I want you to remember two very important things about starting a business. The first thing is that you shouldn't worry so much about starting from yourself. You can obviously, you'll get to yourself later, but it will, if you think about yourself first, it will stop you from listening to other people. Even if you think you've got an awesome idea, there's so many awesome ideas in the world, but very few people are able to execute. So remember, execute means to actually do what you say you're going to do. So begin first with thinking about systems and really listening, and figure out if you're interested in starting a business, or even if you just want to have better relationships with people. Begin with this, or these. We say you've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you should probably be listening twice as much as you talk. So if you spend more time listening, you'll get a much better jump on being able to start a business. So you won't have to worry about what you're thinking about and what your skills and your passion is for the moment. Just listen to other people. So as I begin this journey, you can follow along with me. In the next video lesson, I will be talking about how I'm choosing a market. So I'm not beginning with an idea. I'm not beginning with my own passion necessarily. I'm beginning with a market, and I just want to listen. And it's going to be maybe a little bit difficult for me because it's not something I'm used to for business. In my regular life, I'm very good at listening, and I love talking to students and figuring out how I can help them learn. But until now, I've never been such a great listener in business. And so that's one of the skills that I need to learn, and you can learn it along with me as we go through this video course. So I'll see you next time in the next video lesson. Up till now, if you have any questions about how you think or what you think I should be working on, or other things you'd love to hear from this video series, I'd love to create it with you. You'll be following me along on a program as I learn to build a completely new business from scratch. This means I have no idea what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start a business, and I will use you as someone to help keep me accountable. And this means that if I just tell people that, well, I'm going to start a business, but I don't do something like this, I'm putting myself out there. I'm showing people that I'm serious about this, and I can't fail, because I would look awful. I would look silly if I say I'm going to do this and I tell everybody and I'm not able to do that. So in the same way that you should be doing the same thing, if you're an entrepreneur, you tell people that you're going to do it, and they'll probably end up helping you if you do. Or if you're an English learner, you don't sit in your room and practice. You go out and you tell everybody, I am going to get fluent in English. And then you'll be able to learn more from other people, but also you will be inspired to keep trying more because you're getting support from other people. This is accountability. And if you want to start a business or become fluent in a language, because both of these things take a really long time to do, then you need a lot of support and accountability in order to do that. Well, I will see you next lesson. I hope it's been an interesting and new kind of video for you. I really look forward to making more of these and to helping you learn not only just English, but also how to improve your relationships and have a better business as well. So I'll see you next time, and until then, think about systems and how you can help other people by listening. Bye-bye. To learn more about our monthly Master English Conversation audio and video lessons, and to get fluent in English faster with our free newsletter and email video course for students, visit us at EnglishAnyone.com.